that pretty much sums up how I feel about this game.
I'm going to just get right into it and say it. I don't like this game. I don't care for it at all. It's not the fun COD I wanted. And for the record, this isn't bandwagon hate for advanced movement. I like advanced movement. I think it's a fun addition to the series. So, let's get into it. Start with the fun stuff first and work our way down. Fun stuff for this game with zombies. It is a blast. There's plenty to do in it. There's a lot of references to the 80s. They're great. You get David Hasselhoff from Knight Rider. You get the freaking robot from Rocky, I think. I don't know what the hell it's called. Actually, I think it's another movie reference, which is great. Fortunately, I don't think most people are old enough to even remember it now. The idea behind it is zombies crazy, which falls in line with the rest of the series, and it just is a blast to play through. It's actually really difficult, especially solo, and you have a much better time with it if you have friends. And if I had one complaint about it, there's almost too much to do in the beginning, to the point where it's super hard in order to figure out where it is you're supposed to go and have to do. And it's also very difficult to run trains in it because for some reason the spawns seem a bit off. The zombies will pop up behind rails and stuff. You can't see them very well, especially when you're getting swarmed after the 10th round. Behind that is story mode, or campaign. Sorry, original gamer here. It's okay at first, but tapers down almost instantly afterwards. Looking back at it, it's a lot like the original Gundam story. You have the space colonists who believe that they should be separate but better than Earth. And then the people who get stuck... Oh, I can't believe I missed that. That was just pathetic. And the Earth people who get stuck having to fight because they're the only ones capable of stopping the impending threat from the colonists. The difference is you don't ever feel attached to anyone inside the campaign. Most because no one makes it long enough for you to actually care. Hell, the theme song for the campaign should be Queen's Another One Bites the Dust. And finally we're getting to the meat and potatoes of any Call of Duty series, the online multiplayer. It is just bad. The map design isn't terrible this year, mostly because they went for an old school Call of Duty feel. Most maps have 3-lane design, which isn't bad, except it does not translate well to the advanced movement system. The 3-lane setup is good. There's engagement spots along the side of the map. It's just advanced movement makes it kind of pointless because people will still drop in on you out of nowhere. In fact, certain map parts feel like they were taken from old games, which Infinity Ward does a lot, actually. Hell, the one map looks like it was ripped straight from the hot dog map. What was that, Dome? Whatever it was, from Ghosts. It feels like they didn't design the maps for movement. Because if they had been, they would have felt better. However, though, now it feels like they designed the map for the old COD player because they complained about the advanced movement system. So they gave us old-style maps. The problem is with that is they don't translate at all with the new movement system COD has been going to the last few years. And it really just exacerbates the game's issues. And I mean Call of Duty's issues in general. Spawn system, camping, getting killed around corners. The biggest problems Call of Duty's had since the game's been made. And now we're going to get into the most important part about the Call of Duty multiplayer, and that's the guns. The base guns are the most boring guns I've ever seen in the series. Every gun plays exactly the same as any other gun, except some shoot slightly slower or slightly faster. The only difference being the shotguns and the sniper rifles. Hell, even the LMGs feel the same as anything else. In fact, there's a sniper rifle that can fire as an assault rifle, and the assault rifle mode feels exactly the same as any of the other assault rifles. It is ridiculous how boring each and every gun in this game is. Like they took no effort to make any. Unfortunately though, variants are back. And they're just as overpowered now as they were in Advanced Warfare. With some guns having infinite range or doing like double damage. Not all as bad though. Some guns are actually fun to use in this game, like the upgraded Chainsaw. Chainsaw was an LMG in Ghost that could only be hip-fired. And it was probably the only decent thing to come out of Ghost because it was the most fun to use in any game. And the best news about guns in Infinite Warfare is that they all have incredibly clear iron sights. Actually, it's the only decent thing about the guns in this game. That, and they have the callback weapons from old CODs, like the Spaz and the UMP. Oh, and the perks and the score streaks weren't spared either. Watch what's about to happen here. See that? Right over where the enemy was at, I couldn't get a single kill with that thing. With the perks being split between crutch perks and almost useless perks. Like Ghost making a return, but you don't need to run anymore to use it. Just camp wherever it is you feel like placing yourself down, and boom, you'll never show up on a radar. And if you couple it with the gun that never loses any range, slap a silencer on that one, you just disappear for the rest of the game. And it's impossible to track you down. Hell, they even split up resupply between an actual perk and the combat rig ability, which are just extra perks. But for some reason they don't put those in as the freaking selection, because, hell, why give competition to Ghost? And the score streaks don't help either. They're almost entirely garbage. Just use the UAV, counter UAV, and care package combo so you don't feel gypped when your streak is useless or instantly destroyed. They even have a perk for it in one of the combat rigs to maintain streak score after death. The problem is, it would take you, in a solo match against an entire team on domination, destroying all their stuff for the entire 2 rounds in order to earn even one of them, with the ridiculously jacked up cost it takes in order for the perk to actually work for you. And in a few seconds, you're about to see the only time I ever got one of my score streaks to actually do something productive in this game. After finally being able to get up to the Scorchers, which are the equivalent of the Lightning Strike in the old games, and then I placed them directly over the Warden, and it blew it up shortly afterwards. I'm not even sure why this was allowed, because it wastes the benefit of going for the higher streaks if they can just be ruined by a single air raid. And I still only killed one person with that, and again I put the line directly over where the red dots were. You know, I'd probably be able to get over most of these issues if the connectivity in this game was actually any good. It isn't. Everything feels spotty. Sometimes you're melting people with insta-death, and other times bullets just seem to go right through them. That right there is my biggest complaint to any Call of Duty game, is connectivity. If it's bad, it's not fun to play through, and it ruins everyone's experience with it. Being unable to kill somebody, or killing somebody way too fast to the point where no one can react to anything, makes the game boring. And here we go, another useless score streak again. 1 kill. The amount of points I put into that, I should actually get something. And that was just failure on my part. And here's one of the callback guns. This one comes with a complimentary noob tube, or grenade launcher, depending on how you want to call it. And as you can see, this actually functions properly. It's one of the few things in the games that actually works well. I got the kill streak, and proceeded to kill everyone with these things. You only get 2, and I don't think they resupply. Although if they do, I could see how that would be annoying to a lot of players. And there goes another useless streak. That's why you should only ever run care packages so you don't feel like you wasted your time getting the points to actually try and kill somebody with these things. They're all utter garbage. Finally, we're going to talk about the most hated thing about these Call of Duties, besides insta-death special weapons like that one. And that would be the supply drops. I don't even want to talk about these. they just ruin everything about these games. It took me over an hour to get the 10 keys I needed to finish up for a rare supply drop, and the payoff wasn't even close to worth it. And as you can see, I got 1 epic camo and about 30 salvage. And if you do the math, at 20 to 30 salvage per crate, it would take approximately 200 crates, or about 600 hours of Call of Duty for enough salvage for 1 epic variant alone. And that's not even including the fact you have to purchase variants to get up to that variant. And the camo doesn't glow, it's not animated, it does nothing. It's not even a good camo you'd want to spend money on, and that's the epic version. All in all, it feels like the supply drop system was made first, and the game was supposed to be built around it. Then Backlash hit, and Infinity Ward tried to fix what they could so people would buy it, but they weren't able to. The game feels like a Frankenstein of the worst part of the last few Call of Duties. Be it the rig system, or the character-specific killstreaker abilities, the variance idea, which I still do not know how they got that approved, or the money-grabbing supply drops, which in all honesty is our fault. As the consumer, we're the ones who told Activision, we'll totally pay you money for you to give us better guns, because that's like cheating, because these guns will be overpowered and broken compared to the regular guns in the game. That's fine with us. So before we complain, we have to admit it's our fault. Part of that blame could be put on YouTubers. The fact that we showed on videos that got millions of views that we'd be willing to pay hundreds of dollars for these things just so we might be able to make back our money on it. And this showed Activision, hey, look how popular this is. We're going to be able to make a fortune this way because they're showing it, people are watching it, so let's make this the way we make our freaking buco bucks, by making it so that everyone pays for everything now instead of actually buying the game and getting everything involved with the game in the first place. And a camper. What a great way to get to the end of this video. And as you can see, there he was in the corner using Ghost. Because Activision said, that's a good idea. Let's give the camper a good tool. Just don't get the game. It sucks. It is not worth the price, especially considering you have to spend $80. Oh, sweet retribution. You have to spend $80 in order to get what everyone really wanted, Modern Warfare Remastered. Unfortunately, they did something with the connectivity in that game, and it's really kind of sad. Because if it weren't for that issue, I'd probably rate it a really great game. It's good, it's fun, but with the way the connectivity is right now, it is definitely not worth the $80 to buy the 2 of these games. Not even close. And even though you get zombies, which is amazing in this one, and you get Warfare Remastered, which isn't bad, until they fix the connectivity issues with that, I can only say it's not bad. I can't say it's good. Alright, I'll see everyone when you tune in to BTV next time. Vegas, signing out.